Wow. Theoretically, we are live.
Theoretically.
It's all about theory until we can prove it. We'll give it a few seconds to see if anybody actually shows up. We got a notification yesterday that we can now stream on not Instagram, on LinkedIn if we would like to.
I just got that too.
Did you? Yeah, I don't think we would like to do that.
No, I don't think that would be good for our brand.
No. We do next week have to do our acceptance speech.
Yes.
For an award that we're not going to win. But, you know. If we lose to anyone but Jon Stewart, though, I will be upset.
Right.
All right. Fuck it. Looks like it's just us. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I'm not even going to give you a 5. I'm just going to give you a Shri. Woo's your mama?
This week on the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, we bring you Growing Arms, Triller in Hot Water, Thought telling you what he thinks about being underrated, Talib tilting at windmills, new music from some OGs. What else? Bill has COVID. Let's listen.
It's not just any day. It's Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Now a witness trend, street now.
Count to three. I want y'all to tell me the name of my 1,
3. And now, here's your host, Bill Winters, and Mr. Throwback Thursday himself, James Robbins.
And a pleasant good afternoon to everybody. It is Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 447. Your two favorite hip-hop heads bringing you all the news that is the news across the nation. Hip-hop-wise, Bill up in New York. Jamie down in Virginia. How you doing, my friend?
I am much weller than you are.
Yeah, that's not saying much. It's a good thing we are in two separate states.
Yes.
I am holed up and isolation because as of last night at roughly... 6 o'clock p.m., I tested positive for COVID. So I am trying to test. I didn't even study.
No.
Just trying to get through it. So it's funny because it has gone through my house in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I have been exposed to countless positive people in my line of work and never got it. And now all of a sudden... It's like, oh, something doesn't feel right. Then you take a test. Oh, that's not good.
So, on this very special episode of Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Yeah. Bill is pseudo-exposing himself to everybody on the internet. Which, most people who expose themselves on the internet has a completely different meaning.
Yes.
So,
yes, and we will not be going to any bike shops.
No. No, we got in trouble for that. Don't go any further with that.
No, we got in trouble for posting that.
Yeah.
Not for saying it here.
That's true. So, welcome, Mr. Throwback Thursday. We got Greg in the house.
It's a personal show just for Greg right now.
Very nice. So we'll try not to suck. I make no guarantees, man. Like I said, I am going to do my best to get through this 2 hours and whatever, and then I'm probably going to go collapse when we're done. So we have some hip-hop headlines. We have quite a few hip-hop headlines, actually. Some of this stuff is just beyond the pale, if you ask me.
There's some stuff happening this week.
There's some things and some stuff, and
yes.
Some stuff and things and crap and junk. We got a little bit of woo news. We got a one and done that I do remember.
Ah, look out.
Because I think you had this on cassette.
Probably.
The record of the week comes to us from an old school group.
Yes. I was in a mood
of which
that one.
of which Jamie met one of their members.
Forever ever ago.
Forever ever ago. We'll remind you who the Artist of the Month is. We have 2 more weeks of our Artist of the Month for August of 2022. We have an old to the new that we will bring you. I will read some lyrics, and then we'll wrap it up, and I'll go collapse. So,
as long as we do it in that order, all is well. And if you slow down on the exposing yourself to people that are not here right now, like just you leave the show and then go start exposing yourself to people, that may change.
Look,
and you may actually have to open a bike shop.
You got me the new camera for my computer, so if I wanted to expose myself, it would be crystal clear. I just hope it has a zoom on it. Anyway,
we'll work it out in post.
Oh, look who's joined us today. iJammies, hashtag Datu, hashtag Lord Jerome.
I'm sure Nipsey's happy because for once he's not staying up until like midnight just to watch the start of the show.
Yeah, good for him. What do you say we get this thing going before I collapse and hit me with a little Triple H? If you hear anything, I am living on tea and cough drops, and I'm doing my best. So.
This is hip hop has brought you by Mr. Throwback Thursday.
We'll get on it. It's your time.
It is my turn, and my first article you have titled Back to the 90s. But before we get to that, I want to go back to the 80s real quick. Mm-hmm. We haven't had a fuck fill in the blank in a while.
We have not.
Fuck K104 in Poughkeepsie, New York.
Yes.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because that is my hometown pop top 40 radio station,
yes.
pop music station.
For like 100 years.
And basically they're the only game in town for the most part. Everybody listens to K104 if you want to listen to the same 6 songs over and over and over.
Right.
5 of which suck. But they were the ones who sponsored the I Love the 80s reunion tour.
90s. No, I love the 90s.
Or I Love the 90s. I'm sorry.
Yes.
The I Love the 90s tour at Dutchess Stadium, where earlier this year, twice now, I have sang the national anthem for the Hudson Valley Renegades minor league baseball team.
And one of them was a Canadian anthem.
Yes, the AAA affiliate or the single A affiliate of the New York Yankees. So we, in knowing who was going to be on the bill for that, sent a request to possibly have me come in, interview some of the people there, interview some of the artists, a full press pass. And I was going to do the whole thing. I was going to interview try to get backstage, interview the artists, try to get backstage or come out to the crowd and interview some of the people, see who they wanted to see what brought them back. Talk to the ones who brought their kids there to explain to them why they're bringing their kids to see artists that the kids wouldn't. And it would have been a really, really cool segment.
And we offered to advertise the station and their sponsors for free, essentially.
Basically, yes.
Yes.
We did not receive a response.
Right.
On 3 different occasions.
Yes.
You didn't receive a response?
I am okay with a no.
I'm okay with a no, too, but just ignoring us and not responding? No, that one rubbed me the wrong way. So, my fuck fill in the blank goes to fuck you, K104.7 WSPK, Pommel Broadcasting in Poughkeepsie, New York. You can eat a big fat dick.
Yes.
And it's not nice.
And also, before we get started,
is
that part of our high voltage family?
Yes, one of our podcasting brothers. And I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to put anybody's business out there.
Right.
But one of our podcasting brothers, who's always been a very big supporter of us in this show, is going through some stuff right now with his family. And The prognosis does
look
not sound good.
No, it does not.
So we just wanted to throw out, if you do happen to hear this, you know exactly who you are. We're with you. We are sorry for what you're going through. We love you. And if there's anything we can do to help you, you know how to get a hold of us.
Yep.
And I'm not going to say anything more than that.
No.
He knows who he is.
He has put out a whole bunch of information, but that's to people that he knows.
Right. And it's not my place to throw anybody's stuff out in the open. Just to publicly let him know we're here for you, dude.
Exactly.
And I can't even imagine what he's going through. Anyway, back to the 90s.
Yes.
Kangol has debuted an apparel line inspired by the old school streetwear styles. Kangol is still a thing, man.
It is. I bought one 10 years ago.
I know you did.
Yeah, I still
You
have
waited
it.
a long time for it.
I did.
Hypebeast.com brings us this article. And they're showing some of the different styles. Of course, the shark fin hat is where it all stems from.
Yeah.
Although I do think the Kangol berets are really cool too.
Well, that's what Kangol Kid used to wear.
So Kangol channeling classic 90s styling into its debut apparel collection, featuring men and women's pieces that include hoodies, joggers.
Men and women's penises.
No.
Oh.
No, but which, by the way, this doesn't have anything to do with hip hop. But did you see the Kenny Lofton news today?
No.
Former Yankee Kenny Lofton in trouble for sending unsolicited dick pics to a coworker. So he was exposing himself as well.
Wow, what the hell? I don't even think he has COVID.
I don't think he does either. Ain't nobody wants to see his bat. He couldn't do anything with his bat when he played.
He did not.
Anyway, so yes,
yes.
hoodies, joggers. Don't get me laughing because I cough too much when I laugh.
I'll edit it. You just gotta say it
T-shirts. I make no promises. Details, colors, materials, all used signify iconic old school styles, making the entire collection extremely versatile for everyday looks that bring a touch of flair. Now, I have to wear the same thing over and over to work. It's not like I can do this, but how cool would it be to walk in to work with a fucking Kangol t-shirt on?
Yeah. See, I can do it. This is my work.
Mm-hmm.
But, that'd be like me sitting down to edit tomorrow, wearing I'm the only one here in the game room going, hey, check out. Like all those spam posts. I don't know if you're in a bunch of groups that you follow regularly. There's these spam posts that are in every freaking group I'm in, except for ours. I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
Where it said, I got this new shirt and none of my friends on my timeline appreciate this. I'm hoping you guys will. Insert spam link here.
Yeah.
So
no, it hasn't made its way to ours
walk
yet.
Down here into the game room and go, nobody at work appreciates my shirt. Maybe
Chewy
you
does.
guys will. There's nobody here.
Chewy appreciates it, I'm sure.
As long as I'm feeding him, he appreciates everything.
So this new Kangol collection.
Yes.
British heritage, of course, which I didn't realize at first.
Only reason I know is because I ordered it.
Inspiration from the musicians that wore Kangol's original headwear in the late 90s and early 2000s. Label has channeled the superstar styles of Aaliyah, Missy Misdemeanor Elliott, J-Lo, Britney Spears, and Paris Hilton to deliver female-focused pieces like miniskirts and form-fitting t-shirt dresses. So, I mean, it's not our kind of thing, but that's cool.
That part's not, no. But maybe some of Posse.
But good for them for targeting an otherwise untargeted audience when it comes to that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got their throwback fashion item or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
This is an entire line.
Yeah.
This is something. I am a person who has forever been a shorts and a t-shirt, jeans and a t-shirt, jeans and a sweatshirt. That's who I am. I don't.
You don't do polos. You don't do button-ups.
No, it's
not
me.
Unless you're going to weddings or funerals.
Yeah. Yep. And I'll wear a button-up shirt or something if I'm going to a dinner somewhere. But so this is my clothing line. I mean I'm not saying I am stuck in the 90s, but this type of clothing is what I wear anyway.
Not unlike the Wu Wear collection, as we take a look at your
Exactly.
Wu-Tang inspired shirt. So, Good for them. It says, varsity jackets, crew necks, embroidered sweats. It takes styling inspirations from Eminem, 50 Cent, Nelly, P. Diddy, and Tupac. 90s fashion reappearing in today's evolving streetwear trends. Kangol has weaved its own history and cultural force into a concise, ultimately fun lineup of timeless pieces. Now, if you want to buy this stuff, the Kangol debut apparel collection is now available directly on fashionhubclub.com.
And stay away from that Nelly line, because I heard it's all about hot shit, man.
Some things are just low-hanging fruit, man.
You got to take them every once in a while. Otherwise,
Now,
they're fine.
you and I talked about this one offline, our next article, and I can't believe you actually used my my phrase for it.
Look, just because you don't normally come up with the ideas doesn't mean I don't accept them when you do.
It just means you couldn't come up with one better.
No, I like.
But I think this one kind of hit it on the head.
Yeah, because this one actually started somewhere else.
Yeah.
And we didn't really know how we were going to bring that up in the show without an article to support it.
But now we have an article to support it,
which kind of will allow us to discuss the other thing.
Talib Crazy.
What was that Eminem song? My dad's gone crazy.
Something like that. Jezebel.com. Talib Kweli is suing Jezebel for emotional distress.
I had to look this up because I didn't know what Jezebel was. I thought it may have been a person, but it's a thing.
Yes.
It's an online magazine, I guess.
Yes, I believe it is.
Women's magazine.
Like Talib Kweli is suing them for emotional distress that he claims was caused by Jezebel's 2020 story. Talib Kweli's harassment campaign shows how unprotected black women are online and off.
Okay, stop there. Talib Kweli is suing for emotional distress over an article.
Emotional damage!
Reporting on an article, or based on an article that is reporting the news of something that he did and was subsequently removed from Twitter for.
Pretty much.
Okay, so you're telling the truth about something I did and it's triggering me and now you owe me money. Is that essentially where we're going with this?
I'm very, very much getting Trumpian vibes off of this.
Okay, good. Yep.
So this piece from Jezebel detailed at the time the 44-year-old rapper's social media interactions with and about a roughly 24-year-old student and activist named Maya Moody. Okay. Interactions that Twitter found warranted his permanent suspension from the platform.
Now you gotta work to be permanently kicked off of Twitter.
I don't know other than maybe 5 people who've been permanently banned from Twitter.
And one of them has very tiny hands.
And bad hair.
Yes.
Yeah, Talib has normal hands, so I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he filed this bizarre and indecipherable at times suit in New York Supreme Court against the parent company of Jezebel, who is doing the reporting, remember?
Yes.
That's where this article comes from.
Yes.
So Jezebel, in all sorts of journalistic integrity, is reporting the fact that they are getting sued.
Yes. And I think it's this. I read like 4 different articles, but I think it's this one where they said they're basically not going to tell you what they said because then it restarts the statute because they printed it again.
Right. Right. But I'm sure they probably directed you to the archives of whatever. Which, yeah. And the author, Ashley Reese, was the author's name. It says, had he taken issue with the veracity of any of our commentary, he surely would have sued us for libel. But the statute of limitations for libel came and went last year.
Yeah.
And so instead he claims our story resulted in a negligent infliction of emotional distress. Emotional damage.
So, again, you're not disputing that what we said was not fact.
Right. You're just saying it hurt your feelings.
That we reported something on you that you didn't like. Yes. Okay.
So basically, Jezebel saying It's the truth. Fuck your feelings.
Yeah, it's. I don't understand how. Okay, from what I've read, I may be wrong. What I've read, Talib's brother is a lawyer.
Uh-huh.
And he works for Facebook to make sure that people can say what they want to say on Facebook before hitting those limits. Like, he doesn't.
Then explain to me how I got banned from Facebook for saying you should burn your bathroom down for a spider.
I think Facebook just muted us.
Wouldn't surprise me any.
But he's the guy who is in essentially the civil rights law part of Facebook. From what I've read, again, I don't know this for a fact. This is what I've read along the way researching this article. Why would you not ask your brother to write this up for you so it does come through coherently instead of doing it pro forma and it being all over the place? You figure maybe he pitched it to his brother and he says, dude, that's not going to work. And he said, fuck you, do it anyway. I don't know.
That's probably what it is. You see, I would bet dollars to donuts he ran it by him, and his brother's like, this is not a good idea. Well, fuck you, I'm doing it anyway.
Right. But I don't want to. Okay, I don't want to portray Talib as crazy because.
No, he's doing a fine job of that himself.
Yeah, he's not on the Kanye level where I believe something is wrong with him, but he will not seek treatment. What I think, there are things going wrong in his life, and he is lashing out at whoever he can. Recently, he attacked the producer Configa. You guys should know Configa. Configa's done the last 2 Arrested Development albums, which have done well, and he's worked with Speech and all these people. He's worked with Chuck D, I believe. And Talib essentially went after him on, I think it was on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram, went scorched earth on him.
Yeah, calling him...
Is this your man's? He said that to about 16 different guys.
Yeah. Calling him a white supremacist and a racist, and then tagging essentially everybody who Configa's worked with.
Which doesn't make any
see,
sense.
Nipsey says Configa seems like a pretty good dude. He does, but I'm a white guy, so what can I say to defend the guy against the black guy who's calling him a racist and a white supremacist? But he thought he was being tough guy and said, watch this, I'm going to spoil all your relationships. I'm going to tag Chuck. I'm going to tag Speech. I'm going to tag all these people.
And all these people came back and were like, Talib, you're out of pocket here.
Yeah. He came to Configa's defense, said, look, I don't know what's going on with you guys. I've spoken to Configa. I've spoken to you. Apparently, 4 years ago when he was getting kicked off of Twitter, they had words. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and Speech stuck up and said, look, I've worked with him on the last 2 albums. He's fucking great. I've never had any issues. I've never seen any issues.
If you two had artistic differences based off of your stuff, that's for you two to hash out.
Right. And then Talib basically came back and said, Speech, we can't talk anymore because you don't see what's happening and you're supporting the white supremacists, and I can't have that.
Again, very Trumpian.
Yeah. As where Pass supported Trump outright, Talib just has the same Trump personality traits, not necessarily whatever, but
you agree with me or you're wrong.
Yeah. Because
doesn't matter if I'm lying. You agree with me or you're wrong.
Everyone who commented on that post in a positive or negative light, he said, is this your man? Is this your man? Do you know him? Do you know him? Like, dude, slow down, relax. But yeah, no. Nipsey said loved him in the 90s as an underground kid. Yeah, no, Talib is a great MC. I just think that something's gone wrong in his world. Maybe it's the emotional distress from this article. I don't know. That's pushed him into a different thought pattern. How about that?
Maybe. Because they come right out and say, as much as we'd like to, we can't link to or quote from the Jezebel story in question per our lawyers, because doing so would risk restarting the statute of limitations clock, creating a multi-part arc that could easily fill out a Law and Order episode.
Yes. Affect the timeline, the butterfly effect, all that crazy stuff.
But they did put the quote from the Twitter spokesperson from when he was banned. It said, Quali's account has been permanently suspended after repeated violations of the Twitter rules. Twitter's purpose is to serve the public conversation. Violence, harassment, and other similar types of behavior discourage people from expressing themselves and ultimately diminish the value of global public conversation. Our rules are to ensure all people can participate in the public conversation freely and safely.
Yes.
That's not always what it's cracked up to be either.
No, but 4 years ago, that was probably the thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, he did. He filed the suit pro se on his own behalf.
Mm-hmm.
Again, which Trump just did. Very Trumpian, man.
Yeah.
Explain some of the odd wording in which he alleges that we used him, we being Jezebel, we used him as a guinea pig to clarify how black men treat black women, whatever that means, they say. Everyone's entitled to have their day in court, of course, but it seems odd to us that the longtime rapper with over a dozen albums to his name wouldn't turn to someone who graduated law school to shepherd his case. Or maybe he did. Quali's brother is renowned Columbia law professor Jamal Green, one of the nation's leading constitutional law scholars. So not just any Tom, Dick, and Harry off the street. One of the nation's leading constitutional law scholars.
Yeah, he's not a public defender. He doesn't work for legal aid. No, this dude knows his shit.
He's also on one of the 4 co-chairs of Facebook's oversight board.
See?
So, and pretty soon, and now that he's going off on Instagram, I'm sure that's going to fall under the auspices of Facebook/Meta, since it's all owned by them. Quali claims Jezebel's piece painted him as, quote, some monster that didn't like black women. When 500,000 plus of his fans are black women, his ex-wife and child's mother are black women, and his employees are black women.
So, let me say this right now. That is like someone being called racist and saying they have a black friend. You're not helping the cause by saying this. No.
The fact that plaintiff Talib Kweli wrote the song Brown Skin Lady in an album that charted 53 on the U.S. Billboard 200. This song was famous worldwide. He bolsters this point by citing his own lyrics in the suit.
Thought we weren't allowed to do that.
Well, once you introduce it, it can be.
Use it for you.
Well, once you bring it in, you can have it used against you. So, Quali is asking for $300,000 in damages or half his salary, he says. Salary? He's an independent contractor. He doesn't make a salary.
It's all about reality.
It's all about reality. That's right. So, they end by saying we are legally required to issue the following statement from a Geo Media spokesperson. Jezebel's article fairly reported on the controversy, which led to the permanent suspension of Talib Kweli's Twitter account. This suit, filed 2 years after the story was published, has no merit, and the company will be seeking our attorney's fees pursuant to the protections afforded to the press to publish stories about matters of public interest like this one. Obviously, we stand by our story, they said. Good, because at the end, if they were like, our bad.
That's not really what happened. No, it is what happened.
Our bad. So, the next article. What's the best versus battle you've seen?
The best one, I say KRS and Kane.
Mm-hmm.
The Locks one was probably the most entertaining because of just the damage they did.
Emotional damage.
But my favorite one was back in the early Instagram days where everything was a little glitchy and they're still working out the kinks.
It was Risen Premiere?
Yeah.
Because this latest one is probably going to be good too.
What you got?
We've got Swizz Beatz and Timberland versus Triller.
Yeah, we do. Because as we reported last year, they sold Versus to Triller. And apparently, Triller hasn't kept up with their bills.
No, apparently not. So, Versus became a force back in 2020. right in the middle of the pandemic, which brought a lot of joy to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Risen premiere, babyface Teddy Riley, Jam,
Indeed.
Fabulous, Jadakiss, DMX, Snoop, Rick Ross, 2 Chainz. Millions of viewers tuned in on these things. And then the two of them, Swizz and Tim, sold the intellectual rights to Versus to Triller for a reported mid 8-figure sum. And that's 8 figures before the decimal point.
Yeah.
But apparently, like you said, Triller not paying their billers.
No. Nope.
They have not been paid since January, seeking $28 million.
Yep. Now,
That's pretty.
Not 8 figures, but if you include the decimal point, it is.
Yeah, if you. Well, no, 28 million, 3678. That is 8 figures.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
there. Yep.
So, if they're saying it was sold for mid 8 figures, they probably got less than half of the money that they said they were going to get. If that's what they're suing for.
Yep.
To date,
they were supposed to be paid like $500,000 or $5,000 a month or something. I don't know. It's an article.
They were expecting $9 million payments by March 17th at the latest, followed by $500,000 going to Tim and Swizz respectively every month for 10 months, with conditions that could accelerate those payouts. They accused Triller of failing to deliver those payments. So the $9 million probably didn't happen. The $500,000 probably didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess not.
Triller responded to the allegations through TMZ. Nuh-uh. This is truly unfortunate. We hope it's nothing more than a misunderstanding driven by lawyers. We do not wish to air our dirty laundry in the press, but we have paid Swizz and Tim millions in cash and in stock. Don't pay me in stock.
Yeah, I unloaded this thing on you.
You pay me in cash money.
Yeah, if I wanted stock, I would have kept the company.
Yeah. No one has benefited as much from Triller to date. Triller has helped fuel Versus to new heights. No, it hasn't.
It's made it harder to watch.
Yeah, by putting it on dovetailed off of boxing matches and shit like that.
Hiding it behind a paywall.
We hope to resolve this amicably and quickly and truly hope it's just a misunderstanding. If we were forced to defend it, we are more than optimistic the truth and facts are on our side. No. 2 weeks ago, Triller was accused of defaulting on paying various black creators in the social space despite year-long contracts in 2021. So it's not just Tim and Swizz that are getting screwed out here. So besides this partnership, Swizz and Tim are now working with writer-actor Lena Waithe on an Amazon documentary called Gifted in Black. So those guys are still working.
Well, yeah.
Triller is, kind of floating in the water here.
Yeah, and what's going to happen when Triller loses all its money? Who's going to put the verses on then?
Probably going to sell it. Yeah. That wasn't good at all.
You have to work on Bill's button pushing timing. Blow nose, then mute mic. No, that's not how it works.
I thought I muted the mic. Apparently I didn't. I hit stop cam instead. They're right next to each other.
Stop the lib. Oh, no.
So that's what you get. When you got a co-host who's dealing with COVID, that's what you get.
Yep. I take whatever I can get.
So next article from Hip Hop DX, and you have entitled it, Guess His Arms Grew.
Yeah, because I heard they were too short.
Too short to box with God. That's right.
But this will not be on Triller. This will not be a versus format.
No, this is a non-versus battle between Piss Dookie and Jermaine Dupri in a hit-for-hit showdown.
Yes.
Diddy and Jermaine have agreed to face off in a versus-like event, not put through versus because Triller can't afford them, after almost a year going back and forth over a potential battle. Puff went on Instagram Live Thursday night, August 18th, decided to invite Dupree into the session. Feeling confident about his chances in a head-to-head, Piss Dookie said, JD, if you want that smoke, you can get that smoke anytime. You are going to get your ass kicked, Duke. Now, Jermaine Dupri's not the greatest lyricist either, but he's better than Piss Dookie.
But when he starts putting up the So Def catalog
Yeah.
against the Bad Boy catalog, I think that's a better fight.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it said. It said, as we talking about it, says, we ain't fucking with verses no more. It's because they're fucking around with our boys. We don't need to be going against each other. Let's come together and do that Bad Boy So Def in Atlanta. It ain't no verses. It's just hit for hit. And Dupree was like, yeah, pretty much. But, yeah, the comments about fucking around with our boys are a thinly veiled shot over the $28 million lawsuit we just talked about. So
yeah.
This kills me. Dookie said, I'm in the Songwriters Hall of Fame, which...
Why?
I don't know.
Did you write?
I am in the Songwriters Hall of Fame, he said. Oh, Jermaine Dupri said that he's in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Dookie is not in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Steve Stout and the Trackmasters are not in the Hall of Fame. I shouldn't have to play nothing. I'm in a seat that Dookie can't pay for. Well, what the hell is Jermaine Dupri in the Songwriters Hall of Fame for?
I don't know. Research department, let us know. How did Jermaine Dupri get into the Songwriters Hall of Fame?
Yeah, it probably gave somebody $28 million.
Maybe. It's not like Triller's doing it.
No.
No, I mean, he could have written, it could be Crisscross, because he wrote for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what got him in there.
And Bow Wow or the Emancipation of Me. Wasn't he on Emancipation of Me? Hold on a second. I have to take a phone call. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Sure. This is why it's better to do it at nighttime, because he didn't get the phone calls. But he's supposed to be at work right now. Gives me time to look up Jermaine Dupri Songwriters Hall of Fame. Induction into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Helped write their single Jump. Yeah, it was for Crisscross. To make you wanna jump. Yes. Maybe that'll be the name of the episode. Not even supposed to be here today. Yes, it was Crisscross. Yeah, I knew it. And for those of you who are following along now, who are patrons, who don't want to wait until Thursday, your Patreon audio version may be very, very loud. My software is acting funky and it won't let me adjust the recording volume, so it may be through the roof, because I'm pegging out red here. So we'll see. I may be able to fix it, but we'll see. Yeah, little Jermaine Dupri hanging out dancing with Houdini. Now he owns all kinds of crap. I'm trying to remember which video, if it was Freaks Come Out at Night or Mr. Magic's Wand. One of those, you see little, like, 12, 13-year-old Jermaine Dupri in the video. Let's see.
I'm back. Okay.
And I'm back.
And better than ever. Now, why does that do that?
Why does what do what?
Why does that damn camera get all fuzzy?
because it's trying to focus and doesn't know where to focus, so it's looking at your background.
Yeah, but it's stupid. There we go.
Yeah,
That's
it's fixed just before you did it. Yeah.
That's better. Okay.
All right, come back in with a tree.
I-
Who's your mama?
So as I had asked right before, and it's been confirmed by not the research department, but by Nipsey, he got song
came through too, by the way.
Yeah.
Offline.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Dupree got writing credits for Mariah Carey, Usher, TLC, a whole bunch of people. So maybe that's why he's in the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
He wrote Jump and Warm It Up, Chris. So, says.
I'm about to.
Yep.
Because that's what I'm supposed to do.
Did you know that he was a dancer from Houdini?
I did know that, yes. You told me that. That's the only reason I knew that.
Yep.
Face fog might be the best way I ever look. So let's just take that for what it's worth. Okay, next article. So where'd we go? Oh, yes. Underappreciated is what you call this one. Now, we've talked about this many, many times.
Mm-hmm.
Black Thought. Who's underrated? Legendary rapper downplays claims that he is slept on.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't feel like people ignore him.
Well, they don't. They say he's always mentioned, but as we talked about last week, nobody's out here quoting Black Thought lines.
No.
That's
and I don't know why that is.
I don't either. Maybe he's too advanced for most people's brains.
Well, it could be.
But yeah, I agree with him. He is not underrated. Everybody knows how talented he is. Mm-hmm. I just believe he's underappreciated.
That's probably a better word. He says people whose perspectives are valued by him have always rated him properly. So that's where he places his value and his trust. Mm-hmm. He says, I'm not underrated. Just the people who know.
Right.
Those that don't know don't care.
Those that know don't tell.
And those that tell don't know. So, yeah, we did talk about this briefly last week, but, and Thought, just, not ripping anybody up or anything. He just says, look, he goes, I don't think I'm underrated. I think I'm fine. The people who know me and know my work know that I'm good.
Opinions I value.
Yes. Kind of quali-ish.
Yeah.
I don't like what you said to me. I don't value your opinion anymore.
Yep.
But that's in a completely different way.
It is.
So good to know Black Thought is not losing much sleep over the fact that people say he's underrated. Yes. Underappreciated is a better term, like you said. Lady B Way is our next article.
Yeah, reading street names all over the place.
And this comes to us from PhillyVoice.com. Overbrook Street has been renamed to celebrate hip-hop radio pioneer Lady B. Mm-hmm. We talked about Lady B a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
I forget what it was. I think it was some interview she had done or something. But musician, radio, maybe we did her as a one and done because she's also a musician.
Yes. I don't think I could find her record, though.
Maybe. I'm trying to remember. But we have talked about her.
She's very well known.
She was born in West Philadelphia, born and raised. So the road that she grew up on has been renamed after her. The 5700 block of Windale Avenue in Overbrook is now known as Lady B Way to celebrate Lady B's contributions to hip-hop culture in the city of Philadelphia. Born Wendy Clark, she's credited with introducing the genre to Philly and being one of the first female rappers. So good for her. That's impressive stuff. She didn't discover hip hop until she was out of high school. That's a late go for a lot of people. She used to go to parties in Brooklyn where MCs would chat over disco records. She loved how hip hop was born at a disco, she says, but was much more inclusive, bringing an entirely new culture into urban areas, which is cool. Now, her big, I think her record was To the Beat, Y'all, all the way back in '79. The earliest hip-hop singles in the United States. So people need to remember. Did I do better that time? Did I hit the mute button before I coughed? So again, and there goes Bill exposing himself over the internet to everybody. So congratulations. Congratulations to Lady B. You can't get much more of a ringing endorsement than the good man Chuck D from Public Enemy, who tweeted out in Philadelphia, surprised our biggest supporter, someone who played Public Enemy records day one, pioneering Lady B, getting a street named in her honor. Oh, yeah. I was post giant veggie authentic cheesesteak. Yep, belly full, the bread, but had to have it for all the IG heads. Official Lady B way in Florida, and he tweeted out a picture of the street sign, which is really cool.
Nice.
So good for her. Congratulations to Lady B, and good on the people of Philadelphia for I understand it's just one stretch of road and it's just one little sign, but to the people who were involved there, that means a lot. So
and for what Lady B meant to Philadelphia, means to Philadelphia,
Mm-hmm. Oh God, here we go. Here's a challenge. Another one who doesn't want to smoke. You've called this new Busta.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if I can say this with my voice being what it is right now. Hip Hop DX brings us this article. Busta Rhymes has been called out by Funkmaster Flex Knight.
Yep. Who, at this point, nobody want to hear anything from Flex.
Called out because he hasn't released much of new music in a while. Why does that matter? And
wasn't it just like last year? Did he put out a new album?
I thought it was, because I thought we did it.
Yeah, I know we did it. I thought it was last year.
He said basically successfully calling out the likes of Joel Santana, Conway the Machine, and Fabulous in recent weeks. Three people who I don't need to hear anything new from. The Hot 97 DJ has now turned attention to the Flip Mode General, challenging him to get a new track into his hands in the next 6 days. Or else what?
Right. Well, there's been all this stink going on back and forth, how Funk Flex was a gatekeeper and people's music aren't getting played if he doesn't want it to be played, blah, blah.
He's a dick.
He is. So he's basically, oh, well, if I'm that important, give me some new music. Why don't you give me music? Because I don't like you. How about I give it to somebody else and let them play it?
Yeah, he says, Buster, you've been making a lot of tour money. I see you putting out independent records, holding on to a lot of bread. You've been getting money for a lot of years. That's his hustle. That's what does that mean? How does that affect you?
I know. So you're doing your job, and you're doing it well. I want you to stop doing that and help me do my job better. That's what he's saying.
Pretty much, yes.
Eat a bad asshole.
And then Flex turned his attention to the greater hip-hop community, telling him, you challenge me, I challenge you. You challenge me to get those songs before the DSPs. You challenge me to get those songs before Apple, before Spotify, before YouTube, before Tidal. I'm going to do my job by basically whining.
Yeah.
And then he says, he asked Busta one more time, you going to accept the challenge, yes or no? You let me know. Busta's probably, I ain't got to give you shit.
No, exactly.
So many of Busta's contemporaries, people like Questlove, Royce da 5'9", Consequence, Premier, they all started flooding the comments section, excited at the prospect of new Busta music.
Well, yes, that is the bonus out of all this. If he accepts, we get new Busta.
Except for the fact that he put the wrong accept in his reply. Busta says the smoking section is what it's called. We accept every challenge, except he put EXCEPT. The woo-ha rapper, as they call him, which is, completely wrong.
All in check, yes.
Hasn't dropped his own commercial record since teaming up with Mariah Carey on Where I Belong, from Extinction Level Event 2, The Wrath of God. As a featured artist, he appeared alongside Redman last year on the posthumous Phife Dawg single Nutshell Part 2. He's done a couple of collaborations with Stylo G and Lion Babe as well recently. But why does Funk Flex think he's got any flex at all anymore, other than the fact that that it's his name?
Because nobody's telling him otherwise.
No, people are all just hitting their knees and slobbering on him.
Yeah.
Next article. Kicking Root Down.
Yes. Move down. Kick your move down. That's not what this is about, though.
Member of the Nappy Roots, Fish Scales, robbed at gunpoint in front of his own brewery.
Yeah.
Melvin Adams, known as Fish Scales, planning to get back to work as soon as possible. This is scary shit, man. As somebody who's been robbed at gunpoint, I know what it's like. It seems like every time you see someone leveling up, there's someone behind the scenes trying to bring them down, of course. Nappy Roots member Fish Scales was robbed at gunpoint outside of his own brewery last Wednesday. It's the Atlantucky Brewery alongside Nappy Roots group member Skinny. Just this past January is when he opened it. Has had no reported incidents of crime or violence up until now. He was leaving his brewery around 11 p.m. when he and a customer were robbed by two others.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's in front of your own place where it's not normally a crime-ridden area or whatever. Now you got to wonder, does this person know it's me? Do they have a problem with me? Or was I just in the wrong place at the wrong time?
Or did they know who I am as far as the business owner and just think, he's the guy's got all the money. He's,
Gonna win all the
one
money.
time, I forget who it was. They said, famed bank robber. They asked him, why do you rob banks? And he said, because that's where the money is.
Yeah.
So that's why you rob rich people. So I guess the customer got away unscathed. Fish Scales was held at gunpoint and forced to drive to his home just south of Atlanta. And as he attempted to free himself from the kidnappers, he was shot in the leg and ended up in the hospital. So Skinny, who's the co-owner of the brewery, says, I'm relieved that my business partner and brother Scales is safe and recovering. That is what's most important. And Scales says, I'm just planning to get back to work as soon as possible. So
Yeah. That would be my goal too. I mean, get past it. Let me get back to doing what I'm doing.
Jesus, that one came out of nowhere. Dude, COVID sucks. I'm glad I got vaccinated and boosted, because otherwise this would be really bad. COVID sucks.
Yeah, no, when I told some people why we weren't doing the show last night, they kind of led to they alluded to the fact that you may not have washed your butt.
Oh no, my butt is squeaky clean. It wasn't my butt that got infected. Oh no, my ass is clean,
That you
squeaky
give people
clean.
advice every week, and you didn't take it.
No, you know what it is. I told you. You know what I do for a living. I am exposed to.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm exposing myself to everybody online right now.
Expose everyone. Yes.
No, during the course of the week, I probably am face-to-face doing screenings, and you can't do a nasal swab without people lowering their mask, and even if I have a mask on, it helps, but...
Better than the swabs you used to have to do?
Oh, God. Don't even talk to me about that, man. They've come a long way, I'll say that. Next article. But anyway, it is what it is. Somehow I got it. Somehow I'm dealing with it, and that's it.
And
so
here we are.
Here we are. Houston, stand up. The Professor. Bun B shows the power of Houston hip-hop with his star-studded rodeo takeover. HoustonPress.com talking about the Professor.
Mm-hmm.
Bun got him bringing the slabs out. Y'all ready? The NRG Stadium jumped to their feet. 3 candy-colored slabs rode through the dirt around a rotating star-shaped stage, and you're thinking to yourself, what the hell am I listening to? Yes. Can you imagine a rodeo with hip-hop themes?
No, I don't think I could ever go to a rodeo. Like, I have relatives in Texas who are, like, rodeo people, and I don't think I could ever go and watch them do it. I mean, one of my best friends, Jeremy, was a rodeo guy. Nope. I've seen pictures of him. Nope.
I've watched.
Bun B is there.
I've watched that so many times, and I'm amazed at these guys riding the Broncos and stuff like that, and the bulls.
Yeah.
You know what they do to get them bulls to buck, don't you?
Don't they spur them?
No, they basically strangle their nads.
Yeah, well, that'll do it too.
I mean, I would probably jump and kick and everything if somebody was strangling my nads too.
There's a good chance of that.
So, yeah, Bun B, who's already got so many other things cooking with the radio show and the Trill Burgers, and he's got children's coloring books. Remember those too?
Mm-hmm.
Now he's emceeing rodeos.
He does it all. He won the best burger contest.
Mm-hmm. So this was the Bun B's H-Town takeover is what this was part of. It was announced back in September. And I guess it started out as an already large list. It had Paul Wall, Slim Thug, Lil Flip, Lil Kiki. A bunch of people we don't know, but some we do. Baby Bash. No, Baby Bash, H-Town. And then Devin the Dude.
They're knocking the boots.
LaToya Luckett, I remember her from American Idol. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Scarface's friend Willie D from the Ghetto Boys was there too. So he delivered all that, brought out Chameleonaire to perform Ridin', which is just crazy. The show is not only a showcase of Bun B's 30-year career, but a celebration of Houston hip-hop. Because like I said, only in Houston can you get hip-hop and rodeo together.
And Mike Jones. Oh.
Mike Jones. But, the professor's always been very much about Houston and his background and stuff and trying to rep H-Town the right way. So good for him. I like it.
Yeah, I like the fun.
And John says he's done camera work for a couple of rodeos right up at the bull cage. No joke. No kidding. They're nasty. And they have every right to be. Yeah, they got a right to be hostile.
They're nuts being persecuted.
Something's being persecuted.
Yes.
The Real Hip Hop is our last article.
Yes. It is.
Former Artist of the Month, OC, teaming up with AZ and KRS-One to save the culture.
That's what I'm talking about.
I was going to say that
names to do it.
I was going to say that's a pretty good lineup. I would, I would go into the bottom of the ninth with those three hitters coming up. Absolutely. AZ, KRS, and OC are coming out with Represent the Real, which will be a 7-inch vinyl single. And the B-side of that single features Onyx.
It does. It is actually available now. I don't remember if it's England or Germany. It was somewhere weird.
Now, aren't they calling themselves? Oh no, it's released by Ireland Stylistic Murder.
Ireland, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna say I thought they were calling themselves Stylistic Murder, but that's the people who are releasing it. So
yes.
And they got all sorts of lyrics on here. I'm not going to read those because it's not time for Bill read lyrics. But
yeah, it's 15 pounds or 15 euros for the 7-inch.
Yeah, I guess that's okay. I mean,
for
what they're charging, probably another €30.
Yeah. But anybody who wants it, there'll be a link in the show notes. Or anybody who happens to be here watching right now, it's in the chat.
So this is not the first time KRS-One and OC have appeared together. They were on Lord Finesse's Brainstorm, PSA No Gimmicks remix. And that was back in 30 years ago, basically. And then, yeah.
Not in 1989, a number.
No. And then earlier this year, KRS released his latest album, remember? The infamous I'm Am Crew 2, or I'm Am Crew 12, which is I Am a MCRU12.
Yes.
So I just like to say it as I'm Am Crew 12.
Yeah, that's one of those albums that I had to stare at it for like 20 minutes to figure out what the hell the title was.
Yeah. AZ dropped a deluxe edition of last year's Do or Die 2 album featuring additional songs produced by Static Selecta and Buddha. So these guys have been busy. But and it's also on the AFH playlist if you want to check that on Spotify too. Because AFH, although they don't technically exist anymore, they just still keep coming back with more and more words.
Or more articles. I don't know.
That is it for Hip Hop Headlines. We are going to take our first break of the evening. I'm going to go get myself something to hydrate with because I don't want to pass out in the second half of the show. When we come back, we'll have a little bit of woo news, and then we'll go into some music on Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 447.
Yay, yay.
I'm going to go make myself some tea
You
for my
do that.
throat.
And I will find it. Tasty. How about... Who haven't we done a drop from in a long time? I haven't used this one in forever. Let's see. Yes, no, it is a straight banger. We'll be playing it later. I threw it in as an old to the new. Once again, with nobody's permission, but it's available, so I'm running it. I don't know if Bill knows that because he doesn't read the show notes. So. And anybody who's a patron knows because I called him on it last week. Let's see. I don't need the Blue News pulled up. What's up, Jared? How's your mug? Why is my phone buzzing? That's my wife. Do 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 do. Yeah, okay. Jared's talking about his cool mug that he won. And once again, thank you all for donating for that. I'm risking a that's what she said here, but that mug's a lot bigger than you thought, isn't it? It's this 24-ounce beast, which we'll be making 31 of the same mug style, same color, but completely different medallion. This should be ready next month, but I don't know if I'm going to release them until October. We'll talk about that with the patrons and see when we do it. So if you guys liked that mug, minus the black clay medallion, because this is going to be a little different, then you should become a patron, because they're only 31, and the patrons get kind of rabid when mugs come out, and they get them a day ahead of everybody else. So we may end up going to release day with like 4 mugs available. I don't know. But you're going to want them because they're badass. And I'm working on the design for an Old English 800 style logo that may go on a mug. It'll be like on a burgundy mug, but I'm not sure yet. And I'm in talks with some other people about some other things. Public Enemy about doing a fundraiser mug, Death Wish about doing the baddest ass mug ever. But you know, we're not there yet. We're out doing the legwork. It will be the most awesome mug next to the one that you already have. But lots of things. As Bill always says, irons in the fire. We'll just see who wants to come through, who wants to work with us, who doesn't, who thinks we're worth a shot, thinks we're not. A lot more people think we're not, but then we turn around and show them wrong. What else do we have going on? For the patrons, Fresh Flicks is in 2 days. And if you're listening to this on Thursday, it's tonight. I don't think I'm going to do Malibu's Most Wanted this time. I think I'm going to do something a little more serious. But I have to get through... I still have to get through Menace to Society and South Central before I can play Don't Be a Menace. Did he say he was going to grow the tea himself and then age the leaves, and I don't know what else doing. Hey, we're ranked 141 on Apple Podcasts in the music history category this week. Yay us. Well, you just go in there, John. You tell them that you are going to get the part, so they shouldn't bother wasting their time auditioning you, and then you come hang out with us. Greg said audio and video is not lined up. Does anybody else have that problem? Or is it just Greg's problem? We are a news podcast, John. Apple does not have the same categories as other people. We are more of a music history show, but we are on multiple charts in multiple categories. So when they say, what category do you fit into? Well, we fit into news, we fit into music history, we fit into entertainment. So Jared said he's good. Nipsey said he's good. So Greg, it's on your end. You're the problem. Refresh your browser. Yeah, it's weird. Like, Facebook is like 10 seconds. I think Twitch is 7 seconds. And apparently YouTube is 6 seconds delay from what we say to what you hear. Oh, I hear him. Do, 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 do. Yeah. Good. Glad we could fix that for you.
Okay.
Were you growing your own tea?
No, I was talking to the IT department.
Okay. I'll allow it.
Because when we're done here, one of us has to stay in the car and actually pick up Emily from college. Started classes yesterday.
I thought she got her license. She said, I have a car yet.
Right. We offered to let her use the car. She doesn't like driving my car. Gotcha. Plus, it was scheduled to rain, and she's like, I don't want to drive in the rain yet by myself. So,
gotcha.
Which, to be honest with you, good on her for recognizing that she doesn't like to drive in the rain. So
yes. Yep.
Hey, there's our mug winner. Hello, Jared.
Yeah, we were talking to him earlier.
Congratulations again, Jared.
And he's very happy with the mug.
Oh, I saw the picture he posted. It's gorgeous, man.
Yes.
So, yes, I have my Death Wish Coffee Boba Fett mug that you made me.
Yes.
And it is full of tea, which hopefully will...
I had my little baby blue this morning, but I'm always afraid to walk down the stairs with it into the game room, so I switched to the orange one.
Yeah.
For this afternoon.
Yes. Yeah, the baby blue one is cute, man.
Yes.
Nice color.
I take it from the kitchen, and I go sit down with it, and that's it.
And that's it. Doesn't move. And the dog is nowhere around because I don't need him knocking it off.
No. Then I'll rinse it, put it away.
No, too early for... Well, it's never too early for rum when you're retired. But
no, but I will tonight. I I will be drinking a Foursquare. I think it's Sovereignty, the one that I have to drink tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
while you're watching Game 2 of the Subway Series.
Yes, because I didn't watch last night because I was watching my New York Jets. Because
yes. I got an email from them, by the way, wanting to know if we wanted to go to another game, and I was like, I said I only went because I got free tickets. So
we do want to go.
I said, if you can give me free tickets, I would be more than happy to attend your event.
Yes.
And they were like, talk to Sirius XM. Yeah. I said, good. That's who gave them to me. Still can't believe I won those, man. No, I can't believe how good that was. A great time.
And you found a rum that you liked?
In New Jersey.
Not being a rum guy?
In New Jersey. Which that drive is closer than going up to my camper. It took me less time to get to Jersey than it did to get to the camper. Camper's 2 hours away from here. It was an hour and a half for me to get down to the hotel. Once I finally figured out where the fucking hotel was, because none of the GPSs knew anything. It was like, here's your hotel. I'm looking. It's a fucking side street.
It's around a corner.
To a housing development. And I was like, that's not a hotel.
You were like, I'm here. It should be right here. Well, it's not there. You have to go up. Wait, I have to turn around and go back to the Toyota dealership. Wait, now I have to turn around and go to the Apple. Yeah.
Because there's no place to turn around either.
I know.
And then you were like, you know where it tells you to stop? Keep going. Another half a mile.
Yep.
And I was like, okay. Yeah, and then I looked and I was like, son of a bitch, it's fucking huge. How could this thing not know where that is?
I got lucky because I got to where there was a weird spot and I pulled over.
Yeah.
It happened to be where I pulled over is where I had to turn around and go to the left.
Oh, okay.
I had to go right.
To go left.
Around that thing to go.
Because Jersey's weird.
I happened to pull over there because I was lost. I was like, where the fuck is it? And then it was like, oh, right here. I'm like, oh.
And then we went to Buffalo Wild Wings and had bad wings. Actually, they weren't bad.
No, they weren't bad. Nope.
Our waiter wasn't the best.
No.
He's kind of a douche, but that was okay.
Like I said, the best thing, aside from the game and doing the show and hanging out, the best thing about that trip is finding a rum that you like because you don't drink rum.
Yes, and I really enjoyed that. We put down that bottle rather easily. And then we found shitty pizza. Actually, it wasn't that bad pizza, now that I think about it.
It was okay.
It was cheesy, I'll say that.
It was.
All right, I'm back.
You just didn't like it later on that night or in the early morning.
No, that was before I was on my omeprazole.
What he said.
Might have been what made me go and get the endoscopy done to show that I had the hiatal hernia, was that damn pizza.
Burn coming up.
You have NJHH, New Jersey hiatal hernia, from eating New Jersey pizza.
In New Jersey.
Yeah, we recorded a good show that week. We saw the Jets get stomped, but man, Josh Allen looked good.
Yeah, he did.
So I don't know if I get a notification from Sirius XM. Who knows?
Yeah.
If I get no notification that it's a Giants game, you'll come up for that too.
Hell yeah.
It's just a game, man.
It could be St. John's football, and I'll come up and watch that. I don't care.
No, I'm not watching no college football. No. Had too many Boy Scout trips to West Point for that shit. Although, when I was a kid, I did see Army play the University of Pittsburgh with the starting quarterback of Dan Marino.
Nice.
Marino threw 6 touchdowns that day.
At Polk High?
We all knew he was going to shred defenses back then. We're like, this guy's fucking good.
Yep.
I want to say his first pass was like a 70-yard bomb or something, and I was like, okay.
Throwing bombs.
Banging moms. Zach Wilson.
Yes.
God, I love that. That's much better. That's much better than fuck them hoes, free Watson.
Bitch, give me a massage.
Because that was the one I saw this morning, was a father and a son outside of Cleveland with T-shirts that said, fuck them hoes, free Watson.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
That's why we're not freeing Watson,
Because he fucked them hoes. And they weren't all about it. So,
okay.
2 pieces of Woo News and then some music.
All right, then let's hit this moon drop and get moving so you can pass out. What a shree.
Not going to be too long, I don't think.
Woo's your mama?
Now back to the nest at the foot of the tree. One for the hype MC, the cool in me, the Kim, the coolin'. I'm a slave for no man.
What up, y'all? This is Cool Kim, aka NY All the Ideal. Y'all remember me, man? Cool Kim, UMCs, Blue Cheese, all that, yeah, man. And I'm back, baby, and I'm chilling with Jamie and Bill on Mr. Throwback Thursday, the only old school classic hip hop show that matters. That's it, man. That's it.
One, two. What's good, yo? This is Ghostface, Staten Island, New York. And right about now, it's time for Woo News with Jamie and Bill. I know what it is. Get it correct. Mr. Throwback Thursdays, Jamie and Bill. You know what I mean? On Woo News. That's what's going down right now. Y'all check this out. Exclusive. Peace.
The RZA, the Jizza, Raekwon, Master Killer, Inspector Jack, You God, Method Man, Ghostface Killer, and old dirty bastard.
It's now time for Woo News with Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Welcome back, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 447. I liked your choice of drops because Cool Kim was guest of our good friend Brooklyn Ty on the What's the Word podcast. So
Season 2, episode 2. Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's why you chose that. But if not, I was going to make sure we brought it up. So good on Ty and good on Cool Kim. Always nice to get friends of the show intertwined with each other. So really, really cool. I like that drop. We haven't played that one in a while. So
I was going through the list. I'm like, what haven't we played in a long time? And I saw that. I said, there we go.
And why oil?
Exactly.
Woo News is here. Thought and Chef is your first article. Now, let's think of who that could possibly be, huh?
Let's thought about it.
That would be Black Thought and the chef, Raekwon. And they have a song together where they bring out the best of each other on this brand new song. It is what is the name of this song now? All of a sudden my thing just completely died out. Apparently my computer has COVID too. Different virus.
Slightly.
Okay, there it is. So The Darkest Part is the name of the song, which is
the darkest part. No.
That's an old Tom Petty thing you're riffing on, isn't it?
Thank you.
Who I kind of forget that he passed away sometimes.
No, he passed away one time.
Yeah, but I forget sometimes that he passed away because he still has his station on SXM. I used to actually listen to that quite often. Good station. So Black Thought and Raekwon the Chef each debuted in 1993, of course. The Darkest Part, and again, I'm not going to read all the lyrics that they put in here. You can listen to it. No, because it's like 2 paragraphs worth of lyrics that they put on here. And then the chorus features Kid's sister. And it says she made a 2008 buzzing track in the pass-assisted Pro Nails, makes a great return with the chorus. Of course, they also use Chris's famous line, an anti-Nickelback machine in there. So, which I just listened to the other day, too. I listened to Fear of a Black Planet so I could listen to This Is What I Mean in It. So, Black recently guested on Masters of Our Fate from Ray's 2011 Shaolin vs. Wu-Tang LP. And then they joined Joey Badass for Static Selecta's extended play single Bird's Eye View back in 2013. So they've worked together before.
Yes.
But anxious to hear what this new one sounds like. So hopefully, if all goes well, we'll be able to possibly hear that. My dogs are going nuts out there now.
So I hear.
Somebody must have walked by. It actually had a coyote out in my driveway 2 nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, that was kind of weird. He came out of the woods in between my driveway and the neighbors, and just stood at the end of my driveway. Turned down. I was looking out the window. We turned and looked back at me. I was like, "All right, that's some freaky shit. You can go away now." So I'm wondering if he's back. We've had bear. There was a bear found by your parents' old house on North Quaker. Yeah.
That's
So-
not I don't like bears.
No. Although the bears, there's been a lot of bears around here, and they really just are looking for food. I mean, they just go into your garbage. They're not looking to hurt anybody. But I mean, these big ass.
I saw a bear up there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I haven't been there in a long time, but the last time I saw a bear up there, it was at the cricket fields.
Mm-hmm.
Over on Van Wagner.
Yep. Wow, I haven't been to Van Wagner in a long time either.
Me either. But,
but that's the only cricket fields I know of.
me too.
But
Not a big
no,
cricket playing community up in the Dutchess County.
no, that's for sure. Time Out is our next article of Woo News. And, of course, Time Out is only because of the fact that it's Chris Webber who called the most infamous timeout in the history of the NCAA tournament. You don't have one.
Hey, look who came to visit us on our matinee broadcast.
Hey, Nate. Nice to see you, my friend. That would be former Arlington High School goaltender Nathan Brown.
It would be.
Nice to see you, Nate. Always good to catch up with you, my friend. So Hall of Famer Chris Webber launches a premier cannabis brand called Players Only. And you're probably thinking to yourself, what does this have to do with the Woo? Well, we gonna tell you because...
Well, here you go.
because Players Only partners with other black cultivators like Migos, Lambo.
You goes?
They goes. Quavo. Royce to 5'9", his second mention of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And Raekwon the Chef, who we talked about in the last article.
Yeah,
reconnecting also with basketball players, including former Sacramento Kings teammates Jason Williams. That's the white Jason Williams.
Yes.
Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes is most famous for Derek Fisher, I guess, something with Derek Fisher and his wife or something.
Yeah, it's something we don't want to discuss.
And Steven Jackson. Derek Fisher ended up coaching the Knicks after that, which is just really weird. And Steven Jackson was one of the ones who was part of that whole brawl in Detroit.
The brawl for it all?
The Meta World Peace thing.
Yeah.
Or Ron Artest before
Ron
it became
Artest,
Meta World
yeah.
Peace. Yeah, that was, it's funny. I just watched something on that not too long ago. People are nuts, man. Just because you buy a ticket to a sporting event does not mean you can do whatever the fuck you want. And if somebody comes into the stands and whoops your ass, you probably had it coming.
Yeah, there's a good chance of that. But if they throw batteries at you, it's different.
Oh, then you're in Philadelphia. They boo Santa Claus there.
They do.
So anyway, yes, this Chris Webber's dealing with all his old teammates and the Woo's Raekwon, as well as Quavo and Royce to 5'9", for doing this this cannabis blend brand, Players Only. And I'm thinking to myself, I almost wonder what kind of flavors that they're going to offer. Well, here you go.
Oh.
Now and Laters, whipped cherries, blueberry hotcakes, and this one I don't understand. Ray Jackson's black socks. Why would you want to make something called black socks that I'm going to have to taste? I don't want to taste anything that's related to socks.
I don't know, man.
That's going to taste like
delicious.
It tastes like the from under your toes, man. What's that? Toe jam.
Indeed.
Pop that blister.
Greg, did you throw batteries? Greg said he was at that game. Did you get hit with batteries?
Was that the one? Was that the one where they booed Michael Irvin at center field when or in the like the 50-yard line when they thought he broke his neck?
I remember very, very few details about things. I remember like a detail, like I remember the first time I ever heard the penalty. He was giving him the business.
Giving him the business down there. Yep.
I remember that. I remember
First time Wes
watching,
McCauley ever said 5 minutes for fighting.
I remember watching Joe Theismann's leg collapse. And
You knew that was bad when LT jumped up and started waving to the medical people like, y'all need to get out here.
yeah. I would like to think that that's what anyone would do, but I have this strange feeling Mark Gastineau just would have walked off and danced.
Yeah, he would have been dancing the whole time.
Back. Yeah.
Funny story about Joe Theismann.
Okay.
Wasn't the way his name was pronounced. Was changed while he was at Notre Dame. His name was pronounced Joe Theismann until he became a candidate for the Heisman Trophy, and they started saying Theismann for the Heisman.
Yeah, kind of like Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, lo and behold, you're still a hooah.
Yeah, she's a hooah.
Yes, I remember Tim Crumry's calf turning to Jello too. I remember. This is. I don't know if you're a baseball guy. Do you remember Dave Dravecki's arm just basically blowing up when he threw that one pitch? Oh, he threw that pitch and you could see his arm break as he threw it, and I was like, oh.
Do you remember Kent Herbeck had no vowels? Oh.
Buy a vowel, Herbeck. He ate them all. That's why he was not a small man.
He was not.
I just remember the first baseman after him had all the vowels. Doug Minkiewicz.
Yes. Minkiewicz.
Abkadefkijepel. That was an old Sesame Street song when they were trying to sing the alphabet.
The alphabet, yeah.
As one word. Abkadefkijekkelbanopworkstuvixes or something like that. Yeah, the only other one I remember, the Dravecki thing was bad. The Crumry thing was bad. The watching Dennis Byrd just collapse on that hit, that was scary.
Sid Vicious.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
I will never forget about that.
I wasn't watching that one.
Oh God.
But then I've seen it since then, and I'm like, gah, because that's 285 pounds of big fucking doofus landing awkwardly on an ankle.
Breaking inside the boot.
Yeah. Oh, God. Once you mentioned that, I was like, oh, yes, now it's time for me to throw up again because I haven't felt sick enough. But this is not a sports podcast.
It is not. Who knows what it really is?
We didn't get nominated in sports for the podcast awards.
We also didn't get nominated in the music history, which I told everyone during the break that we're rated 100 and something in music history on Apple this week.
Yeah. No, we were nominated in news, and that was it.
And Jon Stewart.
As long as we don't lose to Yarn. It is time to end Woo News with our standard You God Still Sucks. No story, just facts. ODB is still dead.
Also facts.
Yes. Oh, who was that catcher? Was it Jason Kendall?
I don't remember.
I think it might have been Jason Kendall.
I can see it, but I can't remember who it was.
John, help me out. Am I right on that? Was it Jason Kendall? Pittsburgh catcher's foot basically detaching when he hit first base. I want to say that was Jason Kendall.
Yes, we've heard you say Jason Kendall 4 times.
And John
confirmed.
Look, I trust John because maybe because I was a catcher growing up, I always related to the catchers. Mm-hmm. And he was one of those catchers who could play other positions on the field because he was actually athletic. But yeah, that was bad too.
Rick Cerone?
Not a catcher who could play anywhere else on the diamond.
I think they put him at first base because he didn't have to move.
Which, I think he played for the Mets his final year for about 30 games. Mm-hmm. And I don't even think he hit his weight. So,
probably not.
All right, it's music time. One and done time, to be precise. The one and done comes to us from the year 1989. Another summer. It is, I believe. I think it's the only record under this titling of the group. It is Coming Through Like Warriors by MC Twist and the Def Squad.
Yes, not Def Squad.
No. which is why I said it had to be titled differently for it to be a true one and done.
Yes.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10
1, 2, 3,
tracks
4,
on
5,
here.
7, 8, 9, 10. Yes.
And, it's a good thing that John's with us. He can send this over to his good friend DJ Introduction, because track number 1 is a 34-second intro called Intro.
And it goes into...
The House Jumps, track 2.
Flavor Flav.
The sound you are listening to is from MC Twist and the motherfucking Death Squad. Coming correct, and we in effect like warriors.
Everybody's dancing. Everybody's dancing. Everybody's dancing.
Good God. Yeah.
And we're having a real good time.
MC, step aside. It's my turn, so hot. I'm about to burn my temperatures past 102, so all you suckers, I will melt you. It's confusion, but I'm making it clear.
Man, there's some lyrics, man. Talent.
That intro was fantastic. That was one step better than right about now. You're about to be possessed. But it sounds. Track number 3, You Getting Ill Too Much. That's what everybody's doing, John. They getting ill too much. Track 3, You Getting Ill Too Much.
Maybe illin'.
I need a microphone check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now be boys and girls, round up your crew, cause this groove sure enough will hit. So do that dance just like a skit, spread apart. Now get face to face and make sure there's a whole lot of space far enough, so that y'all don't touch me, yell it out.
You didn't know too much. I had to wait for the chorus.
Well, of course. Track number 4, BLNT.
Is that a sandwich?
It sounds like it should be bacon, lettuce. What would N be?
These nuts.
That'd be DNT.
Uncut funk.
Dig it, hey.
I'm here to suck some soul to your ass.
Uncut funk.
Dig it, hey. Check it out, I'm hip-hop's ear button, cause all the people listen. Flash is steady cutting while I'm a straight dissing. You see, it all starts when I step on stage and pull a freak out the crowd and fully engage in a freak show.
I'm not arguing with John. He said this sounds like something from Rappin' or Body Rock.
He's not wrong.
No. And the
He's
N
not.
would be Nutella, by the way.
Oh, no. No, I'd rather have the nuts.
Or Knockwurst.
That's a K, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Track number 5, Mary Mack. All dressed in black.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, I make love cafeteria style. Just help yourself.
And Mary Mack in black, finest girl in school. Got voted best looking cause she's such a jewel. I remember in September when she first came through. Fellas paid no attention, but then she grew. She started eating fast. It became loose.
Track number 6, I Like It Loud.
Isn't that a Kiss song? That's I Love It Loud.
Move your butt.
I thought that was shout it out loud.
I'm the MC that possesses the keys to break into the hearts of all the ladies. This is the house I rock today, and I chill in the east side of San Jose. So everybody make noise in the crowd, cause I'm MC Mr. Twist and I like it loud.
Now, I know it says it's 1989. Why is that Casio keyboard got 1985 written all over it?
Oh, yeah, it does.
Track number 7, ROA, which, by the way, on the cassette is called Side J, so I guess that's your side.
It is.
Do you imagine are about to be presented? Tuneful radio super, embracing musical highlights and lyrical big moments. Lyrical big moments.
I need a round of applause.
Tuneful radio super, embracing musical highlights and lyrical big moments. About to be presented.
I'm breaking the rules because I just don't care. Rising to the top like I'm climbing the stair. No support from the fort that I call.
Rising to the top like I'm climbing the stairs. You can't even take an elevator. He's climbing the stairs.
That is still better than Real G's moving silence like lasagna.
It's dangerously close.
Track number 8, Shock the House.
Not the monkey.
Hey y'all, it's empty with the death squad. Hey y'all, it's empty with the death squad. Hey y'all, it's empty with the squad. What's up, y'all? It's about that time.
Bring forth the rhythm and the rhyme. Oh.
Dancing, prancing, moving, and shaking.
Stop trying to make these things better.
Look, John said he can see the whole movie in his head right now. Spoiler alert, it's terrible. But the soundtrack gets a pass because it's got an intro.
Track number 9, So Rough.
Ooh.
Yo, KJ, kick in the bass. Yeah, skin critical. Yo, Flash, make the tables talk. There you go, homeboy. Word. Check it out, I got mom pushing on my back, telling me the stuff I lack of being pressured to do good in school. She can't afford to raise no fool.
Get down.
Last track on the record, track number 10, Not Just a Pretty Face.
Ah, the slow jam. When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall. This is not that.
No.
It's like roses, a red girl and violets of blue. Making love means a lot. Since the day that I met you, like an unexpected dream of a different kind. Never thought there'd be a day I'll be calling you mine. Hey.
Ooh, switching the emphasis on a different syllable.
Calling you mine. Had me all confused there for a second. Yeah. So that is your one and done for episode 447. MC Twist and the Def Squad with Coming Through Like Warriors. Spoiler alert, they were not.
They were not.
There are no singles released off of this. No.
No singles?
It's hard to believe, I know. And no charting action on this either. So that is a true one and done. Sayonara, see you later.
Never happened in the first place.
Record of the week came to us 2 years earlier in 1987.
And does sound like it, just so you all know.
And it is not the, I don't think it's the only record of their catalog. They have many. Yes. And it's not a case of having to change how they stylize their name because they were all put out the same way. The record of the week, 1987, Bad to the Bone by L.A. Dream Team.
The L.A. Dream Team is in the house.
And
Rudy Pardee and Snake Puppy. That's the way they always say it. Rudy Pardee and Snake Puppy.
And I have 9 tracks on this record.
As do I.
Track number 1, Rudy and Snake.
Rudy Pardee and Snake Puppy.
Rudy Pardee, Snake Puppy.
See?
Don't know who he be. Don't know who he be. Don't who he be. Don't who he be. Don't who he be.
Booty party, Snake Puppy 1.
I know people are gonna get mad that I use this as record of the week, but I really like the LA Dream Team. So
Track 2, the song.
na na na. Oh.
No, nah, nas.
1987, John. It's actually 1986. It came out January 1st of 87 on Geffen Records.
Now this is the one you've been waiting for. A little bit of this and then some more.
Be aware of your body movement. Take it from me, it's an improvement.
What it is, I can't explain.
Be aware of your body movement. Take it from me, it's an improvement.
Body movement. Body movement.
Rudy Party and Snake Puppy.
Track number 3. It's a very legitimate question.
It is.
What's a skeezer?
Was there ever a girl in your old neighborhood? The boy said get busy, then you knew she would. Never said wouldn't, cause she always could. You know it started way back in her childhood. Always dressing sexy cause she wants to attract. Sometimes hardly nothing as a matter of fact. Girls on the attack, and after these acts, the word sexy.
John said, but they got the special Casio keyboard where they could record stuff with the interior mic and sample that. He's saying that these guys were fancy.
They were, yes.
They
Track
were
number
Rudy
4. Just Chillin', Part 1. Rudy Pardee and Snake Puppy.
We was just chilling.
Track number 5. Stop to Start.
Uh-oh.
This sounds like the background of every song on the Broadsword and the Beast album by Tull.
Yes.
So when I say that we're through, I only stop so we can start all over again. I only stop so we can start.
Dude, that picture's ridiculous. Track number 6. Don't Push Me.
Are you close to the edge?
I'm close to the edge of passing out.
Well, then let me send you this. Don't push me.
He wasn't close to the edge on that. Track number 7. She Only Rock and Rolls. Technically, wouldn't it be rocks and rolls?
I don't know. Maybe she rocked and then she rolls.
'cause really, damn.
9 times out of 10, she leave with somebody else.
I don't think deaf rhymes with else. I'm not going to argue. Track number 8, Just Chillin', Part 2.
Yo, Snake, what it is? What's happening?
Just chilling, man. I'm just chilling.
You're not gonna talk funny this time, right?
Oh, no, not this time.
No. So what's been going on?
Oh, man, I've been hanging out with my little homeboys,
Really?
T-Bone and Doc. Is that all right?
I heard T-Bone got to 22.
I heard the same thing. We haven't talked about that in a long time.
Oh,
Last track on the record, track number 9, For Lisa, For Love.
not for Lisa Lips.
No.
The flower in the bloom, a candle too light, a dark and blue. It's you. When the storms of this life.
That's the end of your record of the week.
It is.
LA Dream Team with Bad to the Bone, which didn't sound like a George Thorogood record at all, and had no songs titled Bad to the Bone.
Didn't have any songs about bones.
Or trains or trucks or mama or
Wagons.
wagon. Stevie Wondertaker. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too, Johnny. Wow.
The LA Dream Team is in the house.
LA Dream Team, Bad to the Bone, your record of the week for episode 447. We will remind you that your one and done was MC Twist and the Def Squad. You have to make sure you get it right.
It's all about and the Def Squad.
Yes. So MC Twist and the Def Squad with coming through like warriors. Your artist of the month for August of 2022, Ant Banks. And before we take our final break of the day, we are going to bring you an old to the new. And we talked about it.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Stylistic Murder. It is AZ, KRS-One, and OC with Represent the Real.
As he talks, he paints a picture with words and with gestures. By his expression and his gestures, he expresses...
Kid, listen, I represent the real nigga. You ain't ready yet. Your whole aura is plexiglass. Kid, listen, I represent the real nigga. Kick down the door, we gotta sing no again. Kid, listen, you ain't ready yet. Your whole aura is plexiglass. Kid, listen, I represent the real nigga. Yeah. Hip hop parade, verbal AK spray, serve you for the fact y'all got the nerve to play. I heard you harmonize like the Cold Crush 5. High, sit and fly with half closed shut eyes. Why? Can't tell if this is heaven or hell. Puffing L's on the stoop to push the coops that sell. Bellin', these young boys either dying or gelling, lying or telling. The skills to survive amongst felons, I learned it. Any strikes on the mic, I earned it. Hypothermic, so haters, I'm not concerned with. It's me. Hip hop is a part of the steed, part of the G. When it's dark though, it's harder to see. Just shine. Murder raps, kick them one at a time. I know you heard of that. I'm coming for mine. Just give it up. Give it up. It's enough for me, low in the cut. When I come through, they throwing it up. Kid, listen. I represent the real nigga. You ain't ready yet. Your whole aura is plexiglass. Kid, listen. I represent the real nigga. Kick down the door, we gotta sing no again. Kid, listen. You ain't ready yet. Your whole aura is plexiglass. Kid, listen. I represent the real nigga.
Verbalize it in my mind's eye, internalize it from a place some would say to pass time. Oh, interpret signs. Another song of mine, pull you in the zone to get a glimpse of my grand design. Wait, let me pace myself and slow it down. You got a poet to visualize and star child. Shit is like a fly pair of Argyle socks and size 9 clogs. Understand what's going on. It makes sense in the flow when I pause, so it complement the beats, the cuts, and the chords.
I find perfection in a flaw. Music come out best when the testament is raw, conceptually toward the guidelines of the culture with all due respect that I adored. Was a conscious decision I made to write lyrics way back till the day I'm committed.
Kid, listen, I represent the real nigga. You ain't ready yet.
Your whole aura is plexiglass.
Kid, listen, I represent the real nigga.
Kick down the door and gotta say no more.
Kid, listen, you ain't ready yet.
Your whole aura is plexiglass.
Kid, listen, I represent the real nigga.
Kick down the door and gotta say no more.
No time for fake rap, I don't even make that. Take that and don't mistake that for what the K rap, I stay back. Y'all save money, the culture, I'ma save that. I'm from way back, like 8 tracks and straight cats. Rappers say a lot, but the truth they ain't saying that. Rat tat tat tat, I spray rap where your brain's at. We just came back, reinstate that, reawake that. We be where the awoke and the awake at. Face that, I'm making you think, intoxicating, flowing like the liquor you drink. These rappers, they come and go in a blink. They not gigantic, they Titanic, the ice making them sink. Think, you dissing your relatives, taking sedatives, not realizing you're losing your cultural heritage. True school, nothing new to me. Hip hop is not rap, hip hop is you and me.
Kid, listen, I represent the real nigga. You ain't ready yet.
Your whole aura is plexiglass.
Kid, listen, I represent the real nigga.
Kick down the door and gotta say no more.
Kid, listen, you ain't ready yet.
Your whole aura is plexiglass.
Kid, listen, I represent the real nigga.
Kick down the door and gotta say no more.
Stylistic Murder presents AZ, KRS-One and OC with Represent the Real, your old to the new for episode 447. That is what we needed to save the musical portion of this show.
Yes, there's a reason I put it at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everybody knows KRS-One. I think Nipsey's got it right. OC still got that smooth flow.
Fucking AZ, man.
AZ was really good, too. I mean, all three of them just tore up their verses. So, and
plexiglass.
And the scratch work and everything. I mean, that is...
What it was?
I think so. Just that is what the music that we listened to that got us into doing this. This is what it sounded like back then. When we heard stuff like that, we're like, okay, yeah, that's that head bobbing, you know.
Aura is plexiglass. I just love that line.
Mm-hmm. No, you can't beat a scratch chorus is right.
Exactly.
It just proves
one of my
that the DJ still is a vital part of hip hop if you let him.
Yes.
So, old to the new. Stylistic Murder brings you AZ, KRS-One and OC with Represent the Real. The record of the week, LA Dream Team, Bad to the Bone. The one and done, MC Twist and the Def Squad coming through like warriors. We are going to take our final break of the day, and when we come back, I'm going to try to get through reading lyrics, and then hopefully I'll get through all of this, and then I'm going to go collapse, because it's Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 447, the Bill Has COVID edition. Coming right back at you.
All right. So I have an drop set up, another one we haven't played in a while. Then I have to find the motherfucking piano, because it's in a different folder. There it is, listed as the motherfucking piano. And then we'll come over here to Burl, not Jurl. And all right, I'm ready if you're ready. So we'll hit this drop and we'll get into some lyrics. Let's do this with a straight. Who's your mama?
Now check it out.
Check what out? Yo, check this out.
Yo, microphone check 1 2. What is this? The 5-foot assassin with the roughneck business.
Yo, it's your man Fife Dog from ATCQ, and you're listening to my homie Mr. Throwback Thursday. One love, Dear Dilla, all day. Put it on, play that, rewind, play it again. Out.
But it starts with
Question. It's called reading. Top to bottom, left to right. Group words together as a sentence. Take Tylenol for any headaches. Might offer any cramps.
Most people know the word, but they should.
Welcome to Bill Reed's Lyrics.
Welcome back, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 447. John is just killing me right now. Bill shall be known as Curtis Blowvid. That's nice.
Let me put Curtis on blast real quick, as a matter of fact.
Yes, I was waiting for this.
2 days ago. 3 days ago now. 3 days ago, sorry. 3 days ago, around 9-something at night, I get like 48 notifications on my phone saying that Curtis, who is my fantasy football commissioner in 2 leagues, has changed all kinds of settings in the league. One of them became a keeper league, and all keepers had to be selected like after or before I even got the email. And then the drafts will be tomorrow at 4 and 6. Anybody who's drafted a fantasy football league would like a little bit more notice than
2 days.
Yeah. So one of the leagues, we get there. My eldest is in the same leagues. We get there, and 2 teams. Okay, have you been in a keeper league before?
Yes.
Okay, so for people who have not, when you're in a keeper league, you usually get to keep a couple guys, and you're penalized the draft pick where that person was selected last year. So if you had a first-round draft pick and you keep him, you don't get a first-round pick in this year's draft. Pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 teams apparently got the email early and selected their keepers. Only 2 teams out of 12. And they each kept 8 people. 8.
So you shouldn't be allowed to keep that many.
You should not. And then they're not penalized any rounds because one of the guys who had 8 people, he has Josh Allen, which is why I remember. He had 3rd pick in the draft. So he's got 8 keepers, and he picks 3rd in the draft.
Oh, Jesus. So stupid.
Yep. But, Curtis, if you need help commissioning a league, hit me up. We'll talk.
Yeah, because it's going to turn into a Tommy Pham and Mike Trout thing here. Somebody's going to punch him.
Yep.
Because that's just crazy.
But anyway.
So it's time for Bill Reed's Lyrics.
It is.
And I'm deathly afraid of what you're going to make me read when I'm not feeling well. So
it's an easy one.
I'm sure it's easy, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to laugh and start coughing.
I will send it over to you. And
we just did this song.
We did. And we're making it nice and easy. You're just going to do verse 1 and the chorus.
Okay. All right. Okay. So
let
me get to there. Okay, let's do it.
So with no type of ado, Sesame Street Grover Styley, whether nearer or further, we will cue the motherfucking piano.
Honey, I make love cafeteria style. Just help yourself. Now, Mary Mack in black, finest girl in school, got voted best looking because she's such a jewel. I remember in September when she first came through, fellas paid no attention. But then she grew, she started acting fast and became loose. Met Jim Browski, who gave her the juice. Now, what started out good has now turned bad. There's a rumor she's pregnant. And I'm the dad. The guys gave me credit. Girls said I was wrong. If you want to know the truth, keep playing the song. Mary's lips were closed. They always stayed the same. She said to come inside. I ain't the one who came. Oh, Mary Mac, 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 all dressed in black, black, black. She want to do it from the front, but I'ma get her in the back, back, back.
Had to get that MC Twist in there.
Yes. And the Def Squad.
Well, of course. What was I thinking?
Oh, goodness. So, we're scheduled for a Fresh Flicks on Thursday.
We are.
I'll have to see how I feel because the fact that I actually got on here for this is amazing enough.
It is.
I will be 3 days in to my sickness at that point. So I can't guarantee I'm going to be here because after I get out of here, I'm probably going to bed for the evening.
Yes, but you should get up and get down with the sickness if you can in 2 days.
Oh, I already got down with the sickness. That's why I'm like this.
Yes.
So,
yeah. See who else you can expose yourself to.
I just exposed myself to the posse for 2 hours. So. All right. Is it time?
It is. If you would be so kind as to change your hat from Bill to Phil and continue to be Fuzzy Blurry Face.
I was going to say, there's my brain fog face.
And you can take us the fuck home.
Episode 447 of the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast. Brought to you, in part, by the world's strongest coffee, Death Wish Coffee. You find them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and at deathwishcoffee.com. Use our code TBT for 12% off. Normally, I would have had Death Wish Coffee, but right now I cannot drink it just because I don't want it to affect the medications that I'm on. So Jamie's holding up that banner for me. He's also resting his feet on a nice Def Rug from our friends at Def Rugs, defrugs.com, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Def Rugs, handmade, high-quality, hip-hop themed rugs. Go check them out on defrugs.com. Bittersweet Candy Company up in Schenectady, New York. Our friend Heather Lent makes candy and chocolate that is handmade, small batch, different, and go find her on Facebook. Order at bittersweetcandy.com. Use our code THROWBACK to save 10% off of your order at the Bittersweet Candy Company. Melted Mics, MLTDMICS.com. Pumice T. Mendola's hip-hop themed t-shirts. You can get one of those fine t-shirts at meltedmics.com. Use our code MR, Throwback Thursday, and save 10% off your order there. Very cool t-shirts at meltedmics.com. Don't forget to visit us on our social media pages. Oh, actually, I forgot the, see, this is what happens when I'm sick. I forgot the Etsy.com/shop/geek like you, where the geek shall inherit the earth. Hip-hop and pop culture items from the Sick Twisted Mind of Mr. Throwback Thursday and his sick twisted wife, Mrs. Throwback Thursday. Go check out Geek Like You through Etsy.com, where the geek shall inherit the earth, and heaven knows what they're going to do when they get it.
They might do a little bit of this. But we're not there yet.
We're not there yet. We're still tweaking that. It is now time for our social media report. The social media network for this show starts with MrThrowbackThursday.com, the homepage for all things TBT related. MRThrowbackThursday.com. Go there. You can click on the show notes and see anything that you might have missed or anything that you want more information on. You can also click on that little microphone on MrThrowbackThursday.com that follows you everywhere and leave us a voice message. We call that Hit Us Up.
Yes.
You can go to the Facebook page, Mr. Throwback Thursday. You can also go to the Facebook page, home of the TBT Posse. Join up, talk shit about Bill. That's usually what everybody does.
We don't talk shit. We just blame you.
Well, it's tomato. It's all pretty much the same. And it's not unwarranted more often than not. You can follow us on Twitter as well. Jamie's at _MR_TBT. I am Bill_MR_TBT. That is the same thing as my Instagram handle for the show. Jamie's Instagram handle, Mr. Throwback Thursday. Go find and follow us on those two platforms as well. You can check us out every Thursday morning from 6 to 8 a.m. Eastern on Fresh Radio at itsfreshradio.com and the Fresh Radio app for your phones. That is the mind set of the one and only DJ B. So go check us out, 6 to 8 a.m. every Thursday on Fresh Radio. You can also send us email at mrthrowbackthursday@gmail.com if you would like. It is time for shout-outs.
Yay.
Shout-outs to Gail Dunmeyer, Manny Baez, Sarah Henderson, John Henderson, Hugo Gonzalez, Sanket Patel, Teresa Lynn Simple Luxuries at teresalins.com, Clay Arsenault, Jennifer Eckert, it's getting bad, Jason Eckert, the Shrieking Warrior, Jennifer Buchanan, I am really starting to fade, Jacob O'Neill, Jason Heath, Paulie Tibbert, Chris Kinsley, Jessica Walker, Deshauna Townley, Shane Hatley,
Ricky Schnarr, Kenneth Elsfelder, Mr. Cranky Pants, Brian Hollenbeck, and Robert Jeffroy. And Kate Harvey. They get mentioned every week because...
Or more.
And if you want to get your name mentioned every week, become a patron. Go to patreon.com/MRTBT. Friends of the network, do not forget Anthony and Imran and the Rug Boy over at the Jock and Nerd podcast, our friend Lion's podcast, Lion Like Roar. Check out our friend Talking Ty on her webpage at brooklyntynyc.com and her new show, What's the Word podcast with Brooklyn Ty. It is season 2. She had Cool Kim on it earlier this week, who we played as one of our drops. So go check that out. The hardest working turntablist in the world, DJ B, we mentioned him. B says to remind people to tweet Real Fresh Radio for their requests after our show. So do that, and he will get those on as seamlessly as he can. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff on iTunes. You can favorite us everywhere that you find podcasts. All the podcast engines. Mm-hmm. And when we get updates on the podcast awards, we will definitely bring you up to speed on those as well.
We will.
So what I would like to say is, everybody, please take care of yourself. This thing is no joke. So wash your hands.
Wash your butt.
And until next week, we will see you later. So, all my friends, keep it classic.
And like Cool Keith says, you don't want the skill. I spittles on your anal bill.
And always remember,
new school stale, old school fresh.
That's fresh.
F-R-E-S-H